Hi, so we are connected to our bow and we have gone through MIDI OSC routing and preset modulation. Now we're ready to just go ahead and play around with our instrument and our K-bow. We have a number of factory presets that come with KABs, and you can find those in the main preset section. Now any preset that you can select that's under that main preset line, you can save globally as a main preset. So I can show you the list, and we have a clean tone, bass, pitch shift, and there are different applications that turn on or off depending on which preset you select. So for clean, there's only a K-tone preset and a modulation, which is clean, no modulation. But if I select basic loop, then I have a K-tone preset, a K-loop preset as well as the modulation and the triggers, because the modulation for K-loop uses a trigger. So let's start with clean and let's go to K-tone. Make sure that your instrument is plugged in and that you're connected to the bow. So I have opened K-tone and you can see the extent of the signal processing that you can do with this application. You can adjust the input level, and you can add some compression, have a gate, a limiter, which is on for this particular preset. Then there's parametric EQ, then there's pitch shift, filter, modulation, amp simulator, and a 3-band EQ, delay, and reverb. There's a tuner there, and then there's the output level. Here you also have access to the modulation window, which is just under K-tone in the KABs window by clicking on this button. We see that clean, no modulation preset has none of the lines turned on, none of the modulation lines. So, if I were to play the instrument, I can see the levels, input level and output level. Now, if I select another preset, like bass, pitch shift, I see that the K-tone window has changed a little bit. Not only do I have a limiter on, but I also have pitch shift on, and then the modulation, I see that the length has been chosen to modulate continuously the pitch shift. So what does that mean? That every time I play, I can hear that it has been transposed down 2 octaves, and the length of the bow will affect this transposition. All I have to do is just run the length of the bow over the emitter stick, and it will affect this parameter. Let's select another preset, Reverb Freeze. This preset has reverb, and you can change all of these settings. You can save some new presets. Let's select another preset. Let's go to Motion Delay. Motion Delay has a chorus on the tone, and there's an EQ, and then there's the delay. What modulates the delay is that the bow motion will change the mix. So I can play something, and every time I move the bow, I hear the delay. But when I don't move the bow, then I don't get any of the delay. Bridge distortion, for example, will give you more distortion depending on where the value of the bridge is. will give you more or less distortion depending on where you're bowing in relationship to the bridge. So that there's more distortion down here, less distortion here. And you can change all of these parameters. You can assign new modulations to different bow sources. You can also have, as I said, some of the MIDI inputs control some of these parameters, and the possibilities are almost endless.